Good morning. Hello. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Boy, what a difference 12 hours makes. It is so effing cold out there. It's so cold, I can feel it from the inside. I was in shorts yesterday. Now, I know that's strange for me. In fact, I was wearing shorts, took Biscuit for a walk yesterday, was 70 degrees in February. And I'm not I know a lot of people wear shorts if it's it can be 30 degrees. People wear shorts. I get it. I'm not one of those guys. Remember, I don't change my own oil. I don't wear shorts when it's below 70. So took Biscuit for a walk. My wife comes home and she looks and she's like, "You're wearing shorts." I'm like, "Yeah, it's 70. Sun's out, guns out, baby." So we grilled burgers. I'm outside, standing by the grill, having a spotted cow, hanging out in shorts. And today, I'm wearing this. It's 14 degrees, and it feels like it's -3. -3. Yesterday afternoon, 70. I think it was still 65 when I was grilling last night, about 12 hours ago. And I think we're going to be back to 70 in a few days. This has been one of the weirdest winters that I can recall. I know we've had some wacky winters, but I don't recall a winter where we really haven't had a winter. We had 2 weeks. We've had 2 weeks of true bitterly cold, 30 below wind chills, 2 feet of snow in a week. We had 2 feet of snow in a week. And then it was melted. There's still if there's giant piles, most of them have been melted though, because it was 50 degrees on Christmas. I don't recall. I've been here 10 years, and I don't recall having this type of where I can take Biscuit for a walk. Usually I have a 40-degree rule with Biscuit, and I've broke it a couple times because it's well, it's sunny. It's 35, but it's sunny. So I break my 40-degree rule. And I've taken Biscuit for walks all winter, with the exception of 2 weeks in January when we had a couple feet of snow on the ground. And then that quickly melted. Wild. It's wild, wacky, and crazy. Yeah, there were tornadoes. Not here. We did not have any tornadic activity in Wisconsin. We did a couple of years ago, though. We did not have any tornadic activity in Wisconsin, at least here locally. My hometown did get hit. Anawan. Brian broke the news to me. And I don't know. I think it was, I don't know if it was right before Brian messaged me or right after, but my mom texted me and she goes, "The sirens are going off." And that means the tornado sirens were going off. Let me see if I can show. Where's Brian's? Okay, let's see. Jesse Risley. Is he a weather chaser? He is. He's a TV weatherman and an adjunct professor at WIU. So here's, let's share the screen. This is my hometown, Anawan, Illinois. Tornadoes. Nobody was hurt except for some farm equipment. And I zoomed in and that guy but every farmer in Anawan looks the same. So that's at a farm a couple miles outside of Anawan, Illinois. And here's another picture. Good old John Deere Green. That was a barn at one time. Must have been a big barn because that's a big tractor. Here's another one. So this was just outside of Anawan, Illinois yesterday. Oh, those are some good baseball card shelves right there. Oof. Not anymore. So, yeah, fortunately we did not have any tornadoes here. But I did see it looked like it went straight. It looked like the tornadoes went straight west to east, because I did see a video from like the Illinois-Indiana border. I saw a tornado photo around like Gary, Indiana. Spam Likely said there was a tornado in his pants or her pants. Not sure what pronouns. Johnny M. This is the kiss of death, man. I put my snowblower back in the shed yesterday. Winter in New York is over, as far as I'm concerned. That was something when I was pulling all my card show tables out of my car Sunday. My snowblower is like between our vehicles in the garage. And I'm like, I wonder if I should put this. No, do not tempt fate. We're going to have another snowstorm. It's February 28th. We're due for at least one more snowstorm where I'm going to have to fire that snowblower up, if not more. We had one of my first years here in Madison. We had 8 inches of snow at the end of April, like the third week of April. So when I schedule my card shows, I'm always like, November, because it's the end of the month. October, I'm usually we're safe in October, although we did get a snow, like a blizzard on Halloween a couple of years ago. But usually October's safe. November, December, January, February, March, those are the months that I'm concerned about. And then April, I'm cool. Like by the time April rolls around, although it's April 20th this year. Oh, speaking of, I was going to create a banner. Madison Card Show. Let's see. Let's just do this. Upcoming Madison Card Shows. I do have the contracts in hand. And just as I was telling some dealers on Saturday, they're like, when's the next shows? Next show obviously is Saturday, March 30th. But April, May, June, was talking with the venue last week. I have dates, but I don't have contracts, and I don't go by no contract signed, because I don't want to run into any issues I have in the past where, never mind, that date's taken. So until the contract's in hand, I'm not going to advertise dates. Upcoming Madison Card Show dates: March 30th, April 20th, 420, dude. May 25th, which is Bratfest weekend. Come on out, see the village people, buy some baseball cards. May 5th and June 22nd, Sheraton Hotel at 706 John Nolan Drive. So let's just go ahead and there we go. Upcoming Madison Card Show dates. So there you go. So I do have the contracts. Third room has been acquired for March 30th, April 20th, and May 25th. And then through the summer, we're just going to see how it goes. And I know typically there's less demand in the summer months. And there's more demand for them using those the third room, for bridal parties and bachelorette, not really bachelorette parties, but bridal showers, I guess, bridal showers in the summer months. So 3 rooms will be at the Madison Card Show, March, April, May, and then the rest of the year we'll see. We'll just kind of play it by ear. This time for this show, I was able to book it, the week of. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but I don't want to overbook and then like in January, oh shit, I don't have space. Let's make things work. So Madison Card Show, next one, Saturday, March 30th. Let's just touch on the weather. I'm going to try to be a little more topical in the chat. So I'm not like 45 minutes behind, and there's 7 different conversations going on in the chat. We'll try to keep it real here. So let's go back to the weather. John says there was a snowblower in his pants yesterday. Let's see. Where are we at? Victor in Chicago had tons of rain and hail. Now it's 15 degrees. Yes. We did not get any. We got wind. That was all we had. We did not get any rain, no hail, just wind. It looked kind of nasty, but we did not get any weather. Let's see. Shane said that was Indiana. Yep, Illinois, Indiana had some tornadoes last night. Sports card ripping teacher had a couple touchdown, about 15 miles north of us. Let's see. Dan says I haven't worn his KC hoodie in a while. I did. Did I wear it for Hobby Evolution? I just wore it like 2 days ago. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Maybe it wasn't during the show, but I did wear it. It was Sunday. I wore it Sunday. Was it even was I wearing it for the show on Sunday? Let's see. Madison Card Show. I don't even know how to figure out my own YouTube channel. Live videos? Shit, I used the same thumbnail yesterday. That wasn't supposed to happen. All right, let's fast forward. Oh, Dan, look at this. Dan. I haven't worn it in a while. You can't even really see it. Come on, Bo. Come on. Can't really see it. I did wear it on Sunday. You just can't see it on the video. You can see the white hoodie. If I would move, oh, there. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see. Dan, I want to show you. So this was Sunday. Oh, gotta take. There. Okay, yeah. There you can see it. So that was Sunday. Hobby Evolution episode 1117. Wearing Dan's hoodie. All right. Where are we at? Let's just go straight up to the chat. Shane's in the house. Good morning. Philly Joe is here. What's happening? Michael Renicke's in the house. Good morning. Max, what's going on? Michael has a comment. Good morning. Sorting is a part of the hobby I love. It allows me to disconnect from the world. You may still find a cool golden nugget from time to time, too. We're going to talk a little sorting today because I don't think you can see it behind me. But if I move, there you can. How about that strategic placement of my body? Hiding up the mess that's behind me. Because it's a freaking disaster behind me, but you can't tell. Looks all clean over here. You can't see the mess down here. But then, we got a mess. David's in the house. Good morning. Royals 417, what's up? Good morning, Andy Mack. Raphael, what's going on? Raphael and cousin Nadia in the house. Wisconsin basketball. Yeah, what the hell? They've just gone to shit. They were what? In the top? Did they hit the top 5 in the AP rankings this year? They were very close, maybe number 6 at one point, and now they just keep losing. I don't think they're in danger, are they? Well, this is the downtime when I stop paying attention to college basketball, because now I'm like, ooh, baseball. Look, squirrel. And then I'll feast upon college basketball in about a week when the conference tournaments start up. Big Ten standings. Basketball. What the hell? There we go. So come on. Where are we at? There we go. Big Ten. Wisconsin still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in the Big Ten. That's surprising because everybody beats everybody up. Hard to believe the Big Ten basketball standings. Michigan is in last place. I didn't know Michigan was that bad. They're 8-20 overall, 3-14 in the Big Ten. The Wolverines. And Ohio State and Michigan, the worst teams in Big Ten basketball. I mean, Rutgers, Penn State, and Northwestern. And Northwestern's good. They're in 3rd. Nebraska. Jesus. It's an upside down world in the Big Ten. Purdue's in 1st, Illinois in 2nd, Northwestern in 3rd. Nebraska and Wisconsin both have 10-7 records. So Wisconsin 18-10. So they are likely to, unless they completely fall apart and lose every game, they would be on the bubble. But looks like they're likely going to get into the NCAA tournament. Just George, what's going on? Shane says, Michael, that happened to me yesterday, was sorting some Panini Golden Age and found a card of 50 in a box of commons I bought for $15. Those are fun finds. I enjoy that. Red Light 34, what's up? He says, hit the like button. Johnny Boy Cards is in the house. Sports Card Ripping Teacher says, at the next card show, can we schedule a change your own oil seminar? Let's check that one off the list. I did have somebody reach out. They introduced themselves at the show. They do like a photo booth. And I think they wanted to call it like the banger booth or something, where you can take photos of your bangers. Which I think it's not a terrible idea, but it's like, I don't know if I have space for that. Kyle's in the house. What's going on? Let's see. James says, good to see the SGC slabs are selling the same as PSA with prospects. Really? Wow. I did not expect that to be the case. Where are we at? Harlan's in the house. What's going on? Let's see. John says those photos look like his basement. Can we all agree the tornado was Obama's fault? Blame Obama. Good morning, Peter. What's up? Bitcoin is about to hit 60K. Brian says, good morning to everyone except those who don't realize blockchain is a scam. Shane wants to know if Low Roller invests in XRP. Tim says, you didn't talk much about Bowman yesterday. Please do tell more about the Bowman. Bowman Bonanza. We'll talk a little bit because that's what I've been sorting. So maybe today the topic is sorting and I don't even talk about sorting. It's kind of what we do around here. What we talked about comedians yesterday. Let's see. John says he should invest in some nail clippers. Chris Harris tweeted that the much hyped first 2024 stamped cards ended up shipping without the designated stamp. Yes, that is true. Topps put out a statement that they're doing some type of buyback, I think, or something. I can't remember what it was. It's kind of disappointing. Like this has they're one of ones. At least they made it into the product. Unlike a few years ago, the Allen and Ginter Wood minis still haven't surfaced. Or there were two of them, like the Superfractors in like the last 3 releases. So there's progress being made. Now it's just half-assed. The stamp's just the one of one on the back made it in. It's just the front stamp didn't. So but yeah, it's disappointing that we're seeing these big issues. And to me, it's not a big issue if it wasn't hyped. Like if it wasn't marketed like, hey, new this year, the stamp. And then you do all that promotion and then there's no stamp. It's just disappointing that we're seeing this release after release. Kyle says the bad storms always go to Geneseo and Anawan. We They always, so Anawan, and knock on wood, I don't want to speak this, don't want to jinx it or anything, but it seems like there's a dome. Like when I lived in Macomb, there was what was called the Macomb Dome. And it always went either north around like Blandonsville. Raritan got hit really hard. That was like in the 90s. But it would go north or south, like Industry. For those familiar with Western Illinois geography. Where I grew up in Anawan, it was similar. It would always go like between Anawan and Hoopole. Or south of us through Galva is like a magnet for tornadoes. Galva always gets hit. Galva, Kewanee, but that line. Galva south of Kewanee kind of goes that way. I don't remember. I was deathly afraid of storms when I was like young, which is weird because growing up, there was nothing I liked more than the song Sarah by Starship. Okay. This is you're going to be like, what? You don't change your own oil and you're a fan of Starship. Now I can say I'm just a fan of Rebecca De Mornay in the music video. But I loved that song. And so when I was a little kid, that came out, I think in 1986. So I was like 4 years old and I loved that song. We had cable when I was when I was really young, like 4, we had cable. And then when we moved, my dad built a house and we moved in and he's like, I don't want air conditioning. I don't want cable TV. Like, God, this is child abuse. What are you doing? We had window air conditioning units. He didn't want to put in central air. You built a damn house, put in a damn central air unit and give me cable TV. But I had cable TV when I was 4, and I would have MTV just waiting for the tornado song to come out. That's what I called it, the tornado song, because storms are brewing in your eyes. Oh, Sarah. So let's just do a show off YouTube day. Starship official music video. Oh, and we got the old. Come on. So at the very end, like the storm is rolling in. And it's like they're watching. So that's Anawan. Like those people are from Anawan. Is that Michael Keaton? I don't know how long I can watch this before YouTube flags me for like stealing content or something. So this is like Anawan in 1930. Storms are brewing it. So and then at the very end, oh, here comes a tornado. This is what I lived for when I was young. Play it. Come on, Sarah. Ooh, storms are brewing around. Oh, there's the tornado. But I don't think you actually see the tornado. It's that wall cloud that comes in. And there's the man that was wronged by Sarah, or maybe he wronged her. I love that song as a kid. Why am I talking about Starship? Oh, I loved tornadoes then when I was 4. And I think probably my cousin Michelle, she tortured me as a kid. I think she probably told me that like every time a storm rolled in, a tornado was going to kill me. And so I was deathly afraid of tornadoes through most of my childhood. And now it's like I'm like a typical Midwesterner where a storm rolls in, like in that music video. And this is what happened. Like Midwestern men, it's like a magnet. There's something in the sky when a wall cloud and a tornado are like coming in. It's like a reverse magnet effect where Midwestern men, all of a sudden it gets like 2 miles out and we are drawn to the beer fridge and we have to grab a bush light. We have to grab a bush light and take it outside and stand in the backyard and stare at the sky. It's what we do in the Midwest. Bush light, look at the sky, watch tornadoes. Great song, Sarah. Starship. totally underrated. And John Keating is probably like spitting out his coffee, yelling at the screen. How can you like Starship? I'm curious what John Keating's thoughts on Starship are. I think Starship was a phenomenal band. And Sarah was an excellent song. In the music video, I mean, Rebecca De Mornay, 1986. Hello. If we continue to look to tops to lead the hobby and set the standard, then we may be doing it wrong. I think tops is like politicians. You know, we have one company to look to lead us, and it's usually like, fuck. Oh, Dan missed it. Let's see. Joe, what's up? Had a touchdown about 5 miles from home. Touchdown tornado. Hopefully everybody's okay and we're not joking about touchdowns. Let's see. Charlie's listing and shipping and coffee. Oh my. Low roller scratcher's upset. He got a timeout. I think John Keating's upset with all your Bitcoin talk. Let's see. Come on, Dan. Brian, what's up? Let's see. Low roller does not invest in XRP. He wants to know what coins you invest in. Shane has a small, since we are talking crypto, I have a very small, like $400 in my account. Very small, very small. That's what she said. Coinbase. I just have some coins and coin. I think I have some like 10 Dogecoin. I have like $1 worth of Dogecoin in Robinhood. Where's Coinbase? There it is. Like it's like my spare change. But my assets, my crypto assets have gone up in the last week, have gone up $50 from like 420 to 480 bucks. So my crypto that I have Tezos, Shiba Inu, SEI, which I don't even know what it is. I was looking for cheap crypto to invest in. And I invested in how many ever at 66 cents, and it's now 91 cents. So I think my initial investment, I think, was $50, and now it's worth $65. I'm getting rich. I also have Solana and Cardano. Those are my alt. I don't have any Bitcoin, no Litecoin, no Ethereum, and like 10 Dogecoin. I don't want to talk about Dogecoin. If you've been watching the show for the past 1,120 episodes, you know that I had a lot of Dogecoin and I sold too early. And by a lot, I mean hundreds of thousands. Let's see. Sports card ripping teacher needs to go back and check for those one-of-ones. John's on the hunt for a good sorting table. My floor often looks like yours. It's horrible on our backs. It is. My back is very sore today. I even laid on my Shakti mat last night, and my back is still hurting today. I have lots of sorting tables now. My card show tables. I have a black. It's one of those like soft, cushiony ones. The tabletop is soft and cushiony. I think I bought that at Costco. And then I've got like 20, card show tables is what I call them. They're like $50 at, I don't know what type of farm store you have in Philadelphia, probably none. But Fleet Farm and Fleet. Costco didn't have them when I went recently, but Costco sometimes has them. They're nice. The ones I have are nice because they're bifold, so they're really easy to carry. They have a handle, so you can just fold them up and carry them. They work out really well. Wisconsin was number 6 at one time and then lost like 5 of the last 6 games. Yes, terrible. Bargain Boxer, look at me being all Nostradamus, calling the fact that you would have 200 tables by summertime. Unfortunately, I could, but I can't. I can't because I don't have space for 200 tables unless I rented like all of the breakout rooms. And I don't want to do that. Speaking of that, what are the dates of your July and August shows? I will be going to Eagle River. Not sure yet. So the summer is very dependent on weddings at the venue. There's always a chance that there's no July show. I've been able to avoid that until so far. I won't know. I won't be able to acquire my July, August, September dates until probably the end of March into April. My hope is July 20th is the date for July 20th, because that's the week before the National. And then my hope is like August 31st. But for some reason, I think I have something else going on that day. So I'll when it gets closer, I'll figure it out. So I try to get the last Saturday of each month, but obviously July, the last Saturday is the National. So it won't be the last Saturday in July. We also, when I booked, we're still like in talks of going with another couple to Europe this summer, like in May, June. And so, but I've got to book my dates. So I'm like, hey, I told my wife, I'm like, I had to book my dates. So June 22nd is my Madison card show, which is like right in the middle of when we were potentially going, or maybe into July, because our friends have a freaking gaggle of children. So, and they're going off somewhere. So she's like, well, I texted her and she never texted me. I'm like, well, I've got to plan this shit. So I suggested, I'm like, because like a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, what's the plan for the summer? Like, are we going to Europe? Are we, what's going on? If, it takes some time to plan like a European vacation, you don't want to go just for a few days. Let's just go to like the Northeast. Let's go to Boston. Let's go somewhere up there. I've wanted to go there. We can just jump on a plane. We don't have to plan. My wife's a planner though. So there you go. But June's booked. June 22nd, July, August, I'll know in 2 months probably. Good morning, Dan. I finally jumped into the free shipping boat. Welcome to the club. Mikey joined yesterday and he saw big results. Hopefully you see the same. Going to see how it fares for the next 2 months. My second store is starting to gain traction. Very nice. I think you'll see a world of a difference going to free shipping. Sports card ripping teacher. I'm not sure if Wisconsin was 5, but Indiana is trash. Home teams are still dangerous. It's hard, especially in the this time of year. It's like college basketball, such a grind, and I saw it firsthand for 3 years. Those road games, like it's like it doesn't matter your record in January and in February leading into the conference tournaments. Like it's like you're an underdog. Like you could be first place. You're on the road. You're an underdog. It's hard to win on the road in February. Sports card ripping teacher. Can we get a hip, hip hooray for Michigan and Ohio State's being in the dumps? Merle, what's going on? Sometimes you can find a cool card that has great photography. I love great sports photography. I'm pulling those aside and putting them in a binder just because it's an awesome photo. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea for a binder project. I love binder projects. Like I think those are fun when I see them on Twitter. Like here's like Brian has a beer in the background. And when he comes over, like I have just as much fun looking for beer in the background as he does collecting them. Floyd, what's up? I've never sent in a card for grading, but I'm thinking about trying it. What is your opinion on card grading? That's a can of worms. I have never graded a card for the pure grade. I've subbed 3 or 4 times to SGC. I've never subbed to PSA. I have subbed. Actually, nope, I lied. I take that back. I subbed three Bowman when they did the $9 from a breaker. Real breaks. He's like, hey, because I pulled a true red Alexis Hernandez out of Bowman Chrome, and so he subbed. And then there were a couple autos. I'm like, yeah, sub those for like $9. And the only other thing, like behind me, I've got those SGC slabs. I subbed those basically just to have them authenticated. So my opinion, I don't really have an opinion. Like I think grading is like everything else in the hobby. Like it's just up to you. Like, what are your thoughts on it? I can't, I can't tell you. I think it's like, obviously, if there's millions of submissions every month and there's transactions for slabs, it's good. It's good for the hobby. It's creating cash flow within the hobby. People like them. If you don't, that's okay, because some other people don't like what you like. So that's my thought. Brian says it's almost March Madness. Haven't watched any ball yet. I was watching like every Wisconsin game and every Western Illinois game, and just like the down, what do you call it? The June swoon, the dog days of winter. I kind of get tired of it, and I think today's Wednesday. Usually they play on Thursday and Saturday, I think, is kind of the conference schedule, at least for the Leathernecks. The Leathernecks are my prediction before the season, or actually it wasn't before the season. It was like once I saw a few games, I'm like, this team's good. They're probably going to finish fourth in the OVC, and I think they can win the conference tournament. And right now, I think they're tied for third. So they're right there at the 3 and 4 in the Ohio Valley Conference. So I'll have to pick it up and start watching here as we enter conference tournament season. Brian has been having bouts of insomnia lately. If this is what 40 is, I would like to speak to the manager. It's crazy. Like I had insomnia when I was like 20. And the older I get, the better I sleep. Hopefully that's not a knock on wood moment. But I think the reason I had insomnia when I was that age was I consumed so much sugar. Like, and it was usually like in my diets. My diet still sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as it did when I was 20. But it was like if I wasn't getting hammered, that's the problem. I would get hammered and then I'd be hungover, and then I'd just drink Mountain Dew all day. And I'm on, not only am I hungover, and I add a bunch of sugar to it, which I've already added sugar from the beer and the carbs being processed or whatever it does in your body. That's why I had insomnia. And I will have trouble sleeping even today. I sleep very well, but if I have sugar, like I'm like a gremlin. If I have sugar after 6 p.m., I can have a very small amount. If I have any more than a small amount, I'm not sleeping well. Michael says, sorting through a box of late 90s, early 2000s football. I found a Charles Woodson Bowman Chrome refractor last week, $80. See, I had no idea something like that would be. I would put that in a quarter box. I'd be like, oh, wow, a Charles Woodson refractor. Somebody's going to buy this for a quarter. So thank you. I'll keep an eye out on stuff like that. Those are fun finds. John says, do we not all have cameras to take our own photos these days? Yes, we do. And that's why I'm like, oh, okay. Banger Booth. I thought this was a family show. This is not a family show. This is not a family show. A banger booth used to mean something else in Times Square. I wonder if it has a glory hole. Does the banger booth have a glory hole? Banger Booth. Brian says all other graders are about $100 lower per card on vintage than PSA. Merle says a lot of sorting I do is to separate by teams because I like to send a couple bonus cards of the same team or a team that's local to them with an order. See, I would like that. Sometimes I'll get a card, and I'm never going to complain over free cards because it's like I'm throwing the envelope away. I'm likely throwing the business card, piece of paper. And if they're 88 Donruss, like they just go in the trash too. But sometimes they'll throw in like some modern cards, and it's like, why did you throw in Blue Jays cards with my Cubs order? But I'm not going to get on, oh, this asshole sent me Blue Jays cards. I don't like the Blue Jays. Like, they're free cards. If you don't like them, throw them away. You didn't pay for them. So I like that strategy. Speaking of team cards, though, I will have some exciting news coming up. The 1 millionth card. I have a date of when I will collect my 1 millionth card. It's going to be April 5th. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to give the date. I think I tweeted that out. What do you think will be my date? So just pretend you didn't hear that. So more details on that coming up. And now we just got it. We just got to get to 999,999. Let's see. Brian says, I would hold it and not sell back. Shane thinks PSA is a ripoff. Salukis are 1 win away from 20. Brian says, well, call me a mark then, because I love PSA. See, there you go. Everybody has a different viewpoint. And I'm just kind of over here like, cool. I think it's great for Brian. Shane, cool. You don't like it? Brian does. Good morning, Flawed Thinker. What do you think about Wendy surge pricing in 2025? Your burger will get expensive. Did not hear the news. And I don't like Wendy's. Actually, I do like Wendy's. I just never go there. I don't know why. Just George, we can all be honest about these mistakes. Topps Fanatics is throwing too many new gimmicks out there every release to not F them up. That's kind of like a new gimmick when we messed it up. What's a ripoff is buying another greater slab and realizing it will not cross over to PSA 19 of 20 times. Cooter's in the house. My LCS sits where the 1999 F5 hit, highest ever recorded wind speed of 318 miles per hour. It pulled up roads. Jesus, that's crazy. Shane says you can do like what you want, Brian. Brian, the other Brian, says I almost agree 100%. Shane, PSA is almost always a waste of time. So Brian likes it. Brian doesn't like it. Brian and Brian. Brian says, thank you, Shane. I was getting worried. Brian needs sarcasm font. Orlando's here. What's going on? Copyright, says Harlan. Stop. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat. Am I good? Am I good? I had a feeling. Can you hear me now? I'm like 20 minutes behind. You might not even be able to hear me. Charlie says Starship was never the same once they left Jefferson. George is like, what are you doing? MJ says, mind blown. I never knew he was saying storms are brewing in your eyes. I just made up the words. And I heard this a million times. Brian says, PSA sucks in general, like them all, but I do only use them as I don't do modern flipping, or I would probably use SGC. Andy Mack says, I always thought the lyrics were stoned by the look in your eyes. Well, I don't even know what it is. Starship, Sarah, Starship lyrics. I've always said storms are brewing in your eyes. Storms are brewing in your eyes. Yeah. Sarah, storms are brewing in your eyes. No time is a good time for goodbyes. Storms are brewing in your eyes. Usually I screw up lyrics. So, Low Roller says he warned everyone to buy Bitcoin when it was under $20,000, and he has video proof. Sal Dougie's here. Good morning. Andy Mack says that's probably why I like Pearl Jam. It's easy to make up my own lyrics, right? MJ says that's actually a really good ballad. Got hated on a lot because it was adult contemporary until us punks became adult contemporary. Red Light pukes at Busch Light. I used to love Busch Light. Now, like, I'll drink if it's there. Like, again, beer to me is like pizza, unless it's an IPA. I'm not going to touch that shit. No IPAs in my life. But Busch Light, if it's there, I'll drink it. Bo, please talk about the wicked game of prospecting. Oh, that was fun. That was a fun read yesterday. Sal Dougie grabs a high life. Sports card ripping teacher says it's the Busch heavy guys that stay outside when stuff really starts to get real. Kyle says, after hearing that song, I just jumped off my roof. It was horrible on my fragile ears. Could you hear the music? Could you hear the audio? Usually when I play, you can't hear it. Sarah may be the only song worse than Steve Perry's Sherry. It reminds me of a pharmaceutical commercial for psoriasis. I had a feeling John was going to hate on Starship. Imagine not enjoying Steve Perry. Yeah, what a terrible life that would be. Dan says, what about Diana by Paul Anka? I like Paul Anka. I don't know if I'm familiar with that song. I'm not going to go play it. I'll get in trouble from the YouTubes. Johnny M says, my kids are very happy I had them buy crypto instead of bank CDs. You should invest in Bonk, PayPay, and Spell tokens. But why don't you use one of your 8-foot tables to sort cards? I like being on the floor. I have more room because look at this. Like I have 6-foot tables, not 8. So I guess there's probably room. Good thought though. Here I am with 20 tables in my garage. I have a long sorting table in my shipping room, and here I am on the floor. Merle uses his island kitchen. Oh, my wife would kill me if I did that. JG says, don't give up on Doge. $1 soon enough. Johnny M says, hates sorting. Buy a collection, sort, list, and sell till I have my investment back. The rest may sit for 5 years. John says, dude just said breakout rooms. You speak my language. Top of the morning tea timer. My sorting is buying collections, filtering out the cards I don't have, and then filtering the sellable cards. So I'm going to get around to sorting, and maybe we'll touch on Bowman. Somebody asked about Bowman earlier. GNC, what's up? Good morning. Sorting brings me joy as it's building my collection. I'm a hobbyist. Mark is here. Good morning. My favorite way to unwind is sorting cards on my dining room table with a glass of favorite wine or scotch with jazz playing in the background, better than Prozac. There you go. Unicorn Cupcake didn't realize Easter Sunday was the 31st, wondering if that might help or hinder the Saturday show. We will see. At this point, I don't think it's going to help. It's not going to hurt. Saturday on Easter Sunday, Easter, like I'm not a big Easter guy. So I'm not familiar with the traditions unless you have Easter egg hunts. Based on the, maybe there's some, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be any different than another show. Once we get into the summer, that's when we start seeing, hindrance, nice weather, activities, graduations, weddings, vacations, the summer months. That's when we see, kind of a downward trend, and then it gets cold and all of a sudden people want to go back to card shows. Charles Gotcha, what's going on? Good morning. John says Cooter might be a cautionary tale about subbing. Cooter broke that. He broke the seal on subbing. Johnny M says, I think Mikey may get more sales if he put rookie or RC in the title if applicable. Also team name. I'm a huge fan of team name. Because guess what I search on eBay? Most of the time I'm searching Cubs. Team name is one of the most important things in a title. I don't believe it makes a difference how you list a card. If it's, say it's this guy, Michael Toglia, 2021 Bowman Chrome. You can list Michael Toglia, 2021 Bowman Chrome. You can list 2021 Bowman Chrome. I do it both ways now. I don't think there's a difference one way or the other in terms of traffic. But I do think Rockies is big. I think putting baseball card, football card is also going to help because it brings in non-traditional baseball card buyers. Again, it's like the grandma looking to buy Timmy a Michael Toglia card. What's she going to type in the search? Probably Michael Toglia baseball card. Or little Johnny's a Rockies fan, wants baseball cards. I'm going to type in Rockies baseball card. So rookie, I agree. Rookie is also, if it's a rookie card, absolutely put rookie in the title. I was putting first Bowman, and I just kind of stopped doing the first Bowman. I don't know if that. I guess I have searched for first Bowmans before. Brian Wolf says, I scheduled cards to list every day for the next few weeks. See if that really pushes the algorithm. Was just as easy as listing immediately. I'd be curious on your results on that. James says, grading is good if you want to max your profit. John says, there's commercials on TV not leaving your kids in the car while you go into casinos. Cooter soon will be in the news for leaving his kids in a hot car while he's at the LCS filling out submission forms. James says, just grade stuff that will move fast. And hope that you don't grade Kobe White and it doesn't sit at PSA for a year and it's worth nothing. JG is set in his holdings. Nothing new in my portfolio. Mark is homesick from work. That's no good. TV stuck on MLB Network all day watching baseball and buying cards on eBay. Nice. Brian always divides my submission so the same person doesn't grade everything. Submit semi-identical stacks and one stack will be 6s and the next one will be 7s. Graders suck. I thought you were watching case rips, Mark. Dukes, TTT, what's up? Just started an eBay page last night. Only have about 5 cards posted so far, but going to get back to more of that after work today. I hope I don't suck at this. You can't suck. It's easy. Christian says, sorry if this was discussed joining the show late, but how many of those tops 1-of-1 cards do you think got tossed by breakers who don't ship base? A lot. Well, I don't know. There's only 350 of them. There's probably, who can do odds and math in here? Because I can't. But you figure there's 350 if each one has one, 350 cards, and how many freaking base cards are still in boxes in a giant warehouse? And we're only 2 weeks in to the product since product release. I wonder if maybe 40 here and I'm thinking along the lines of look at there weren't 350 of them though. The patch cards, the first patch cards. There's only been 15 of those found out of 100. I don't know how many there were. So 15%, and that product's been out for months now. So say maybe 10%. So maybe 35 have been pulled and possibly thrown away. I don't know. I'm curious on a mathlete. Are any mathletes in here that know odds? Somebody corrected me on my odds last week, so maybe they're in here. Brian is toying around with getting some of my vintage Nolan slab, probably SGC, just can't get off the fence. And that's once you break the seal, once you do it, then you want to do it again. That's what I found out. Mark says, oh, you've seen my posts. John says, hey guys, go start a crypto evolution live stream if you want to talk about that. Ooh, John, we touched a nerve. Johnny says eBay no longer gives me the option of a pick list. Was there yesterday? Is dude a crypto bot or a real person? I think it's a real person. Johnny M says right after the food evolution live stream. He confirms, not a bot. Maybe he confirms. I am not a bot? ? Brian, speaking to Brian, look at comparable sales of cards you have in slabs. I understand people might like how something looks in an SGC slab, but for financial purposes, go with the best return. I go SGC because I like the slab. It's for my personal collection, and I don't care. Plus, they're mostly pre-war that I sub with SGC, so it's not really a financial decision. And SGC, they look way better. Like a tobacco card just looks so much better than PSA. Kyle says, I buy NASCAR cards from an eBay seller that always puts 3 to 4 modern baseball cards in the order. I list the baseball cards for $1.50 in my eBay store, free money. Heck yeah. I had somebody throw in and probably because I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, they threw in, and this was Melvin Gordon's rookie year. They threw in a Melvin Gordon rookie refractor. And at one point it was, he was doing well. And I think I sold the card for $20. And it was a freebie and probably a $10 card I bought. Brian says, we'll appreciate not having to crack and resub with a different company. John says, no set I hate more than 88 Donruss. I still have emotional damage. But I discovered last year that there are 88 Donruss blank backs. Such a cruel joke. Unicorn Cupcake will believe Low Roller Scratcher. Do you collect autographed baseballs? Yes. I have like 600 autographed Cubs baseballs in my collection. I have how many on the wall? About 300 on my wall in the rec room. And then 300 in tubs. And that's why I kind of stopped collecting them, because 300 of them are sitting in a storage tub. Two storage tubs. MJ never go anymore, but Wendy's is tasty. Food is a staple. Crypto is a fraud. PSA has done a brilliant job of building their brand of the belief that you need them more than they need you. Reminds me of that Microsoft versus Apple. Let's see. George says no more ear rape, please. Are you talking about Sarah? Storms are brewing in my eyes. 91 Fleer Baseball is my least favorite set ever. I can't, kind of like when people ask me what my favorite card in my Cubs collection is, I can't say. That's similar to my least favorite baseball card set. Anything between like 88 and 92 is my least favorite, with the exception of I do like 89 Score, of course, 89 Upper Deck, 90 Leaf. I don't think there's a single set in 91 that I like. I hate 91 Upper Deck. I hate 91 Leaf. I hate 91 Donruss. I hate 91 Fleer. I hate 91 Tops. Actually, no, I like 91 Tops. 92, hate them all. 1990. I don't think I like any 1990 sets. Oh, wait, I just said Leaf. I like 90 Leaf. So there's like one set a year that I like. 89, I like Upper Deck and Score. 88, there's not a single 88 set I like. I don't like Score 88. I don't like 88 Fleer. I don't like 88 Donruss. I don't like 88 Tops. MJ says, I still sing this to every Sarah I meet. As you can imagine, I am not dating any of them. Cooter is using earbuds. Please stop singing. Brian says, we all heard it. What do you think of Pilsners, Porters, or Stouts? Pilsners are okay. Porters and Stouts I like in the winter. Now we're approaching spring, and I don't really care for Porters and Stouts. But in the winter months, I do enjoy a Porter and Stout. Greg Rowley was the best singer in Journey. I like Steve Perry, though. Doesn't mean I can't disparage Sherry. MJ says, I stick to Bacardi. Beef farts are too risky for a single man on the prowl. Hit that like button, says Brian. My people booed Santa Claus, yet we still appreciate his body of work. Easter is kind of a myth anymore. Yeah. I don't see people posting about Easter, like on Twitter, on Facebook. People like Easter doesn't seem to be a thing. Brian says, crack the top 20 on Nolan Ryan cards on TCDB. No, I need to stay there. Now I need to stay there. Arnell is great. So if you can't be, if you can be outsourced to the Philippines, then maybe you aren't as special as one thinks. Steve Perry, good morning. Brian says, I just got a 1971 Nolan back yesterday, and it was a 7. Super excited for that. Ooh, a 71-7. Wow. Charlie says, remember, you can set searches to look at title and item specifics, so as long as it's in either, you should be golden. I don't really search by specifics. I'm trying to, now I've got to do this to figure out what I do. Let's see. Where are we at? eBay. Let's see. So say I search for Cubs. I just type in Cubs. Like I don't use any of the specifics. Well, until I use the item specifics, I use the filter to do like ending soonest for Cubs. Be like, oh, and then I'll scroll through and then get bored. Oh, there's a Willie Green game used bat. And then I'll use, like, when I look for my players, I'll type in Adon Sanchez. And then I'll do newly listed because I'm like searching all the time for him. Newly listed. And nothing new that I don't already have. So that's how I'm searching. Let's see. Orlando says that's an awesome grade on the Ryan. Brian says that's awesome. 71s are a tough grade. Mine would probably get a 4. Brian says, got 28 1971s back. Lots of 6 and 7s, a few 8s. Damn, nice. Charlie puts the RC in the title just because it's cool. eBay isn't the shooting range. If you're bad at it, then no one else is impacted. The odds don't matter as they're based on every pack being opened. They haven't even printed every card yet. Johnny M says, do those Topps 1-of-1s look different? No, they don't. I have 2 cases of base to sort one year. So no, they're a base card on the front, but they just have a 1-of-1 on the back. So there's no foil, there's no color, there's no stamp. It's just a base card. And then on the back, it says it has the 1-of-1 stamp. So Topps says they'll take them back to stamp them for you. And I think they give you something for your trouble. Brian says, nope. Johnny says 1-of-1 bottom corner on the back looks the exact same. Brian says, once you do it, you want to do it again. So grading is like getting a tattoo. Maybe. I've never had a tattoo. Let's see. All 38 numbers aren't going to be hit in a round of roulette, just as every printed odds for a pack box case isn't realized each time. So can we guess? What's the approximate? What are the, there's got to be a mathematical formula based on what's been printed. And there's an approximate number based on the print run and how much has probably been opened. We can get a kind of number. Shane puts Taylor Swift in all my titles now. John grades occasionally, but turned down way more opportunities to do so. My LCS gets turned down 9 of 10 times he calls to see if I have a sub. I would slab just for the look. I really like the tuxedo. I wouldn't plan to sell these cards anytime soon. Brian sold my crypto to buy a sports card collection. Never doubted my decision since. 90 Topps is one of my favorites, says Brian. Good rookies, and it starts out the best 5 cards ever produced, the Nolan Ryan highlights. Brian says Italian Pilsner all the way. What's, oh my God, what the hell's the Italian Pilsner? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's all I drank for 2 weeks in Italy. Shit. It's going to come to me. If you put PSA cards against a colored background, you can have whatever tuxedo color you want showing. It's just not the same. Just not the same. I mean, do I have an ugly? I don't even think even a nice. I don't have any PSA pre-war in there because they just look nasty. So I don't even display them. John says, how many cards does it take to crack the Nolan Ryan top 20? Dan, you missed this comment. Last week, I watched a doc of Arnel Pineda. I didn't miss the comment. All I saw, and I didn't know what you were talking about. So I think, did I skip it? Where was? Somebody said Arnel is great. Oh, I didn't even see the comment. It's not showing up on my side. Dan, your comment I saw, Bo, what do you think of Pilsners, Porters, or Stouts? And then MJ said Arnel is great. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that means. Okay, so now I can see this comment. Last week, I watched a doc of Arnel Pineda, the Filipino who was picked to follow Steve Perry. It was good. If I recall, it's a little check mark on your search settings to search in specifics and description as well. So if you search for Cubs rookie, you will get results that don't have those in the title. Steve's in the house. What's going on? Why not have these searches saved? It's a good question. I don't know. Peroni, thank you. I tell my wife that I won't get a tattoo because I'm afraid of commitment. Love it. Jordan, thank you. Peroni. Peroni is what I was thinking of. Thank you. Peroni. Brian likes the tag slabs. I've heard that they look much better in person than on the on the internet or whatever. Bira Moretti loves CGC for PC. For vintage, SGC slab cards look like a framed piece of art. I agree, 100%. John has more tattoos than 1-of-1s. So I've been sorting. We're going to talk about sorting. I've been sorting Bowman, so it's a little 2-for-1. If we didn't talk about Bowman yesterday on the Bowman Bonanza. So we'll talk about it because that's what I've been sorting yesterday and the last couple days. which behind me, this is mostly all Bowman. So I've acquired like, gosh, how many Bowman? Maybe 70,000 Bowman, and there's some color refractors. So our next sale, we'll do another YouTube live sale probably in early April. There's going to be a lot of refractors. So going to have a nice refractor box for you. And probably maybe a Bowman box. So what I'm doing is I really like what I did with 2022 Bowman Draft. What I did with 2022 Bowman Draft, I had bought like 12 cases of paper, and I like tripled my money on Jackson Holiday alone. And now everything else is just gravy. So I sorted like most. I still have like two boxes, and two 4-row boxes. So I sorted them. I sorted like 10 4-row boxes, whatever that is, 10 times about 2,500, 25,000. I think it ended up being 20 to 25,000 Bowman. And now, like it took a long time to sort, obviously, but now it's paying off. And it's like, oh, here's an order I shipped, and I had 99 cents. How much money do you make on 99 cents? Do you make any money on it? On one card? No. But one of the transactions that I sold yesterday, somebody came in, bought 7 Brady House, 7 James Wood, and 7, I think, Robert Hessel. I had them 99 cents each. And I have like 150 of them. And they bought 7 of each, 21 cards, $21 minus the 25% off, minus $4 for shipping, minus some in supplies. Turns out to be a nice transaction. And I'm like, and I have Bowman coming out my ears from like multiple collections. The Goodwill palette that I picked up like a month or two ago had a ton of Bowman. So I've just got Bowman everywhere. So now it's like, I need to get this sorted. I'm late. Of course, a lot of what I'm sorting, basically what I've been sorting now, is from what I picked up Saturday and last Sunday. So I want to, in what I picked up last Sunday and this past Saturday, there's good stuff that's liquid, refractors, colors, autos. So that's what I've been doing. And do you love it or do you hate it, sorting? Because, man, it's a bitch. And when you're sorting Bowman, because I've got 2020 Bowman, 2020 Bowman Draft, 2021 Bowman, 21 Bowman Draft, 22 Bowman, 22 Bowman Draft, 23 Bowman, 23 Bowman Draft, and I've got piles. So finally, I just got some 4-row boxes. I put, you can't see, but I put 2023 Bowman prospects in chrome. So now I'm getting them in the boxes. I'm going to have to sort them again by numbers. And I kind of hate it. I was thinking yesterday as I'm like spending this time sorting, it's like, geez, I should hire somebody to sort this shit. Maybe, I don't know if Scott is listening, but Scott, I think, is going to be in town next month and be like, oh, actually, now that I think the date, what date did he text me? I think I will not be in town for sure. Where was that text at? Just to see. Hey, Scott, hey, come help me sort. Was it Scott? Maybe it wasn't Scott. Oh, yeah, it was. End of April. Okay, that might work. All right, where are we at? Let's go back into the chat. Peroni, tattoos. Mikey is looking to buy some, but where is Mikey? Let's see. Brian says, this chat is my resume. Hoping to get that Leaf Beckett backdoor deal with PSA. Give me the 10s. 3 years and many thousand ESE shipments later, got a stack of 10 back a couple days ago with the dreaded ad 44 cents and resend. Hopefully they didn't do you dirty. Hopefully they just did the Post-it note, because that happened to me once. And I just took the Post-it note off and dropped it at a different post office. So you can do that. Because likely if you got 10 back at the same time, it's from your own post office. So my situation, and this was like 3 years ago, well, this was I don't even know if ESE had started yet. It might have been pre-ESE when I was just using stamps. But I had dropped, it might have been ESE. It might have been the very beginning of ESE. And I think I dropped like 20 or 30 off at my post office for the first time. Usually I was putting them in my mailbox in front of my house, or I drop them off in blue boxes. So this time I took them into the post office and dropped them off. And the next day I get like 40 on my, and just had Post-it notes. So guess what I did? I took off the Post-it note, took off the rubber band, and I went to the blue boxes. The blue boxes in front of the same post office, no problem. So now I don't take any PWEs into the post office. I put them in the blue boxes. And now I'll get, every once in a while, I'll get something kicked back, but it's from the destination, not from the origin. It does happen from time to time. Unicorn Cupcake says she randomly bought it because her father was a pitcher when he was younger, and to be nice to me, I suppose. Did I miss one of your chats? I think I missed whatever that was in regards to. I am Grumpy says one single card in a semi-rigid number 10 envelope. Yeah, and we were just talking about that yesterday, I think. It happens. Or whenever we were talking about it. GNC baseball cards, do you sort by team or number? So in this case, in my Bowman sort, it's by set and by number. So like my 2022 Bowman draft, I have like 8 4-row boxes. And it's, basically what I do. I have like 100 to 150 of each card. So each player gets a tab. So it's like BD 57, and that's Brady House. BD 58, and that's James Wood. BD 59 is whoever. So that's how I'm sorting these Bowman. And it depends on, if I don't have 100, if I have like, I don't know, 100 of total cards between numbers 1 and 10, I'll probably just do BD 1 through 10. They'll be sorted in order that way. Brian says, after hearing Ryan's story about the Madison Card Show, I'm curious if I would have the same luck getting rid of 1995 NFL Upper Deck. No. No, you would not. I can assure you, anything made in the 80s and 90s, you will not have any luck getting rid of at a card show, any card show. These were returned from Green Bay with just a note on them. Well, that's a bummer. So is that your origin? Are you in that area? Like if you're in Texas and they were all returned from Green Bay, then it's certainly the destination. But if you're in the Green Bay area, or if you're in Wisconsin and they go through Green Bay, it's likely an origin issue. Let's see. Shane says 8 4-rows. Knock that out in a day. Oh my God. I feel like I was sorting all day, and I got through. And I wasn't sorting all day. I was also listing and shipping and listing. I got through 1 5-row box and most of a second 5-row box. But I'm also sorting, it's not all the same. So basically this sort. So this isn't just a straight sort. This isn't just 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm putting it 2020 Bowman, 2021 Bowman, 2021 Bowman draft, 2022 Bowman, 2022 Bowman draft. But then there's also refractors and serial numbers. Some of the refractors just go in a refractor pile. Some of them go into list on eBay pile. And then some go into a 25-cent pile. So I've put a 25-cent box together. So my next card show is March. No, yes. God, tomorrow. No, tomorrow's not March. Tomorrow's the 29th of February. March 9th, I think, is my next card show. St. Charles, Illinois, Kane County Fairgrounds. I will have a lot of new baseball quarter boxes, a lot of new Bowman. Let's see. Shane says that's all you're doing that day. Right. Yeah. I was multitasking. But it was fun. I was sorting as I was watching the Cubs spring training game, which was fun. It was actually the first spring training game I've been able to watch so far. Charlie says those were returned from Green Bay because the dollar box has the USPS stations here at max capacity. Shane says that's how I sort my base set and numerically fastest way to find it. Yeah, and it is without a doubt, especially if they're going to eBay, without a doubt. But it's also sorting. And you may say, well, why do you do the box? Why are you sorting when you do the box method? Because in many of these cases, I have 50 to 100 of the same card, and I don't want to just be listing 50 of the same card on different listings, especially at this point where I'm at in my listings on eBay. So, and it's nice to have them in one listing where somebody's like, oh, I want 7 Brady House cards. I want 7 James Wood cards. Otherwise, they're searching my store for James Wood, and there's like 2,900 different James Wood cards to, like, oh, I got to go put an offer or buy all of these. All righty. So that's my sorting story, and I'm sticking to it. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Stay warm. Fucking cold out there. This weather is F-bomb worthy. This weather sucks. It was great yesterday. Again, beggars can't be choosers. All right. Like, subscribe, visit my eBay store. Next Madison card show coming up March 30th. It'll be 175 tables again with the 3 ballrooms. My next card show Saturday. Let me make sure I did give you the correct date on March 9th, I think. March 9th it is. Kane County Fairgrounds in St. Charles, Illinois. I'll have some new baseball quarter boxes. Merle says, before we go, how do you organize the listings you put with quantity when you list them singly? So basically these tabs, but they'll say BD1. So if, say I have like 2022 Bowman draft, this will vary. 2022 Bowman draft, I have like 100 of each card listed. So each card gets a tab. So this will be BD1, BD2, and the 100 cards, so on and so forth. If I've only got like 10 of each card, Bowman draft will be something like that, where it'll be like 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30. So, and then on the front of the box, it'll say 2023 Bowman draft. So that's how I do it. Duke says, where do you put your sorting code on the eBay listing to know which card you are pulling? It's called custom label SKU. Custom label SKU. And then when you go to the shipment screen, it's right there below the card. It'll say custom label SKU 2023 bulk. And then I know that that's in my 2023 bulk box, or it's in box 23. Say it's 23A in. I go to 23 and tab A in. So custom label SKU is the name of that. Alrighty. So that's what I had for today. Like, subscribe, visit my eBay store, save 25% off when you buy 7 or more items at regular price. I don't know what I'm going to be listing today. Probably Bowman. Probably going to be sorting Bowman, and certainly going to be shipping some. So we will do this again tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Hey, it's trash day. Mine's at the curb. Hopefully yours is too. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.